I'm Beth Hall. I'm the director of the Midwestern Regional Climate Center at Purdue University. So when we hear in the U.S. that drought is occurring, whether it's in the western United States or in the Midwest or even the South, what determines that isn't always the same prescription in every location. We can certainly start with how little precipitation have we had compared to what we would have normally expected. But a lot of times we'll look at other things such as what are the impacts that we're seeing? Are we seeing groundwater levels going down? Are we seeing vegetation suffer through all of this? So when there are products being delivered to the public that say we are in a serious drought or a moderate drought or a weak drought, there is a subjective component to that, and it tends to be a more localized thing, because we can't say that a drought in Arizona is going to be the same thing as a drought anywhere in the Midwest. Yeah, as far as how drought has progressed across the United States and in the aspect of just changing climates, climate extremes, we are seeing that out of the whole year, if we take how much rain occurred over a 12-month period, the amounts are slightly higher. They aren't amounts that I would notice over an entire year, but what I would notice, and I think other people are noticing, is the timing of that precipitation. So if we kind of saw a relatively even amount of precipitation, particularly in the Midwest, over all 12 months, we're not seeing that anymore. What we're seeing is the springtime and even the fall might be even wetter than normal, but the summers are drier than normal, and the winters might be less snowy than normal. So when you add it up over a full 12 months, that change may seem very negligible, but the timing is going to be what's critical, particularly for agriculture. If they have too wet of fields in the spring, that's going to delay planting. But then as soon as it dries out in the field, it could be dry for weeks, if not months, and that's not good. So we need to really think about when is the timing of the drought critical, because we could have a dry month and that may not be a problem. But if it's at a critical time of vegetative development, this could be a disaster. The Midwestern Regional Climate Center has access to a whole bunch of data across the entire United States. Some of that data is going to be temperature and precip, so it's going to be relatively easy to monitor where there's been a lack of precipitation or where there's been an abundance of precipitation. But we also have access to sensors that are monitoring soil moisture, that are monitoring evapotranspiration rates. And so we try to develop tools that combine all of that so users can come to the website and really get the answer of, so how bad are the conditions, as opposed to just being handed a whole spreadsheet of numbers, and say, you figure it out. So we try to convert that data set or the many data sets into useful and usable information. So whether you are in agriculture or you are in municipal planning, you have a place to go to try and assess climatologically. So if we are in a drought situation right now, well, how does that compare to perhaps when we've been in a drought situation in the past, to see how intense it is, maybe how fast it evolved.